I'm Christine Dunbar from SpeechModification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent training. In this video, we'll look at how to pronounce lasagna and pasta. So in American English, the word lasagna has the stress on the second syllable. And the reason this matters is not only is stress part of pronunciation in a word, but also it changes how we say the vowel sounds. So in the stress syllable zon, we have the clear ah vowel. So letter A in this word in the stress syllable says ah, like as in father or lasagna. But we have two A's in the beginning and the end, and these letter A's say the vowel schwa. They sound like So that's because those two syllables are unstressed, short, and they have a reduced vowel sound. So you may be visualizing lasagna as having three letter A's and three of the same sounds, but if I rewrite it here for you with the actual sounds, lasagna, you can see how only one of the A's says the true ah vowel. Typically in a stressed syllable, letter A is actually going to say the ah vowel, like in banana. But that the same phenomenon is true here in banana, that we have a schwa in the first and the last syllable. So it sounds like ba-na-na. So the a vowel, like in cat and black, is most common for letter A in a stressed syllable, but in some words like lasagna and pasta, the stressed letter A says the a vowel. Finally, we have an interesting spelling here in lasagna, comes from the Italian. So even though there's the letter G, we have just the N sound, and then we don't have a letter for it, but we do have the Y sound after the N. Lasagna, lasagna. Spanish speakers will recognize this as being similar to this sound in Spanish, ña. But it is two syllables, lasagna, lasagna. So that ña goes together. And it's spelled with GN in this case, and the sounds are the N and the Y. Then we have the word pasta. Again, we have a stressed syllable. The first syllable, pa, has the clear vowel ah, and then the second A sounds like it's an unstressed schwa, pasta. So I've rewritten that here for you with the letters UH to represent the schwa sound, and letters AH to represent the ah sound. Once you can say lasagna and pasta by themselves, do try practicing them in some short phrases just so you feel comfortable with the rhythm and the vowel sounds in these words. Oftentimes we can master a word by itself, and then when we go to use it, it may come out with our old pronunciation or our old accent patterns, just because we really rely on motor habits for speech. So it's hard to take those things that you've practiced and bring them into everyday conversation. That's why it's helpful to practice in phrases and sentences, so you build motor habits, and as you're speaking, you don't have to think as much, it just comes out the new way. So some examples for phrases for lasagna and pasta might be, lasagna is my favorite type of pasta. We had lasagna for dinner. Pasta is eaten around the world. Okay, thank you for these requests. If you have a request you'd like to see me cover in this Word of the Day series, feel free to leave that in the comments for this video or any of my videos. I'll add it to my list to cover in a future class. You can get help for letter A and the vowel sounds that A makes in our Sounds of English course. We cover all of the sounds of English in that course and give you a good handle on how they're spelled, what words they're in, what accent patterns to watch out for, and it helps you build a strong foundation to pronounce any word you want smoothly, easily, and fluently in American English. So check that out. It's our Sounds of English course on SpeechModification.com. I'll be back again tomorrow with another Word of the Day class, as well as on Saturday we'll have our live question and answer class. You can attend that, type your questions in the chat, and I'll answer them for you live. Thanks so much for liking and sharing the videos, leaving your comments, and especially for subscribing, and those of you who have joined as channel members. I really appreciate your support. Looking forward to seeing you in our next class. I'm Christine Dunbar from SpeechModification.com. Remember, if you want to sound like a native speaker, you can do it. SpeechModification.com. Bye everyone. Hope to see you again soon.